Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's a hot mic. Again, just as everyone else said, I'd like to say thanks to the Prairie South Teachers Association for hosting tonight's forum. And what a great opportunity to meet everybody here and get a chance for you to get to know me. And well, I guess a little bit about me. I grew up here in Moose Jaw. I went to elementary school, went to high school, and my wife and I, we live here. We call Moose Jaw home, and that wasn't always the case. When we first got married, we lived in Regina, and we loved it. We really did. Regina's a great city. I don't like it as much as Moose Jaw now, but and you know what? When we moved back to Moose Jaw, one of the things that we loved when we started house shopping was that there wasn't a bad school in the city. There was everywhere you went, there was good schools. And, good schools equal a lot of things in a community. They equal good business. Good schools ensure our students are prepared to keep our nation competitive and ensure that we're going to have a good city as well. But I digress. I'm going to move forward with what I plan to say. Having received the invitation here tonight, I was asked to share my thoughts about the provision of quality public education in the Prairie South. And, well, here it goes. I believe that the Prairie South School Division is an integral part of our community. Quality public education is provided right here, right now, from pre-K right through to grade 12, and of course there are areas of growth that I recognize. Previously, I've worked as an educational assistant with the Regina Public School Division, as well as having worked with children and teens in residential care facilities. I believe that this unique experience I've gained in having worked with developmentally, cognitively, and behaviorally challenged youth, well, it's given me an equally unique perspective. I see an ever-growing and changing need for our school system to adapt to the specific needs of those youth that specialized programming and supports will benefit. I also recognize the importance of early childhood education, and there's been a lot of talk about, well, what about it, and let's clear the air on this topic. The Prairie South School Division already plays a very key role as a facilitator of early childhood education. As you've heard people say, and everywhere I go, now that people have heard I'm running, parents say, oh man, my kid's in pre-K at King George, and we love it, it's great. And it's good to hear. The Prairie South is already playing a very key role in early childhood education. There's 7 pre-K kindergarten programs currently running in Moose Jaw, as well as an early learning program partnered with the YMCA at Palliser Heights. And again, quality pre-K programming happening right here at home. The role I see for the Prairie South School Division in the future is in providing additional funding in order to create more capacity for a higher enrollment, as well as opening pre-K programming in rural locations. But I mean, that's not Moose Jaw, right? I'll continue. I also believe that the Prairie South School Division needs to take a proactive stance to inform the community at large about the early childhood education that's available. The young parents out there that maybe haven't heard what's available to them when their kids can get into pre-K, what the benefits of it is. And through public information nights, mail-outs, mass and social media, the internet, and face-to-face communication whenever possible, I believe it is possible to inform those that are unaware of the learning opportunities available for their children. Now, it's obvious we have a great education system here in Saskatchewan. The educators in the Prairie South, as well as those board members of the Prairie South School Division, have already done a great job. I simply would like to come alongside a team where I can work hard and take part in whatever changes may be required. If elected, I believe that I'll be an advocate for education, seeking to ensure that the educational needs of children are always considered first, through working with school division administration, consulting parents, students, teachers, and support staff. I believe that the strength of a board of education is in the diversity of its board members and their willingness to engage their students. Oh, I'm getting the bell here. All right, one more minute. And you know what, community and engaging students, community, and employees in discussion and decision making. And I've had a chance to talk to a few people around town since I announced that I'd be running, and I've had people come up to me and say, it'd be great to see some innovative thinking on ways to use school facilities. We pour all these big piles of money into infrastructure, and in order to extensively support the system that we have, well, maybe we need to find a way to utilize that more intensively. And that was one of the things that a friend of mine said to me recently, and I went, wow, you know what? I'm going to be honest, I would have never thought of that. What I need to do is listen And learning to listen, I think, has been one of my strong suits. And I really do want to be a leader, and I'd love to be a leader in the learning community. And I think in order to be a leader, I'm also going to have to be a listener. There goes my mic. On my Vote Matt Jacobs Facebook page, if you haven't checked it out yet, do so, click like. Somebody passed along some really great information to me, or what it was is some questions you might want to ask yourself when considering who could best fill the role of trustee on a Board of Education. And you know, I thought they were great. So here's a couple of them. Who's going to represent all members of your community while focusing on the needs of all students? And you know, my answer to that is, before ever having read this list in preparation for letting my name stand for the Prairie South School Division Board, I made it my firm stance that I'll consider the community's values when making all decisions, as well as ensure the educational needs of children are always considered first. Another question: who has demonstrated a commitment to young people? I think that's important, and many of my fellow candidates here have shown that. You know, while I may not have the experience that some of the people on the panel do, I have demonstrated a strong commitment to young people, having worked as an educational assistant in a camp setting, as a youth pastor, and in residential care facilities with at-risk youth. And, you know, oh, there we go. I'm going to skip to the last question. I got another minute, but who is willing to listen and learn? A great question. As I said earlier, I want to be a leader in the learning community, and I strongly believe that in order to do so, you must be willing to listen and learn. And who recognizes that education must be different than when they were there? You know, I think that for all of us here today recognize that the world is changing at a rapid rate. Equally, I would like to think that we all recognize the need for education to change. When I was in high school, we couldn't carry a device in our pocket that connected us to the world, and now we all have got that, right? And as the world changes and adapts to advancements, so too must our education. And you know, I'd really encourage you, if you're going to be voting this October 24th, consider voting for me. If you want to talk to me, I'll be out in the entryway afterwards. I'd be happy to listen.